I love some of your beneficiaries, like in particular, Dignity for Divas. That's my
Yeah.
girl. I'm so happy that she's one of your beneficiaries. And then also Odessa Brown, right?
Yeah.
Talk to us a little bit about some of the work that you did with Odessa Brown, 'cause that's an established organization for a very long time. It's near and dear to my heart with the work that they do with sickle cell,
Yeah.
with my oldest daughter. But why did you all choose Odessa Brown as one of your original beneficiaries?
So I've been supporting Odessa Brown for a couple of years now, whether it's through Champions of Change or my own organization. And we just love everything about Odessa Brown, what they mean to the community. They've been a pillar in the community for so long. What I think is so unique about them is they serve every aspect of what the family needs. You know, whether you talk about mental health, you talk about sickle cell, you talk all these different things. You know, now they have, you know, some rehab, sports
Yes.
rehab and different things like that. So for me, what they represent is what we need more of in the community, and I want to support them as much as possible. I want to pour into them and shed light on the work that they've been doing. You know, they've been around for a long time, and I feel like it's my job to continue to like I said, shed light on them, to give them the support they need, but more so than anything, making sure that other people know the work that they're doing and how much support they need from the community to continue to uplift the community as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Did you been to the new location?
Yes.
The dentist office is in there,
Everything,
like rehab, everything's in there. It's such a beautiful location. It's near and dear to my heart.
Yes.
Just being with the sickle cell community is really great because it gives that community an opportunity to go somewhere where they feel like they're being heard,
Yep.
they're being listened to, and it's beautiful.
It's a beautiful,
Yeah.
and it's not like it's a ran down
Not at
clinic
all.
or anything. Like they are legit in every aspect of what you need. Like you said, the dentist, the physical rehab, all these different things that they have there, I think is great. And again, that's what the community needs. It's a one-stop shop.
Yeah, absolutely. Talk to us about Dignity for Divas.
Man, well, you can't talk about Dignity for Divas without talking about Nikki
Yes.
specifically. Nikki
Exactly.
she is the diva.
She is.
In a good way,
Yeah.
But, you know, I think, and I know you're gonna ask us this question, I'm just gonna jump to it. But one of the questions on the list was like, how do we select
Yes.
the beneficiaries? And, you know, quite honestly, it's not a systemized process. It's really, again, going back, it's about relationships. So as we're out in the community doing different things, we run across folks who are just genuinely doing the work, authentically, don't care about the accolades, the attention, none of that. They're just doing the work. And then you hear their story and you hear about their lived experience and why they're passionate about that work. And then you hear about the struggles or the challenges they're facing, and then that's where I see us plugging in to be able to support that, right? So Nikki was just one of those people. She's just genuinely, authentically passionate about the work that she does, has a lived experience, so she's able to speak life into those folks that she's working with, and she's doing tremendous work. She's making a great impact. And so, you know, Dignity for Divas, obviously it's near and dear to our heart, but really it's Nikki. Nikki is a person who's leading that charge and modeling what work in the community could look like.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, and I'll say this, you know, oftentimes we know kind of how the system plays out within nonprofits, and you got an individual like Nikki, right? And I think what our desire is how do we duplicate, how do we replicate what she's doing so that more people can be served, and that there is more Dignity for Divas out there serving with humanity and serving for the greater good. And just has the heart for people.
Yes.
And I think that's what differentiates and separates, I think, a lot of our beneficiaries is, one, we have to look at the heart
Yes.
to ensure that they're authentic and true, and that they're serving with compassion, and they're serving in a collaborative manner as well.
Yeah, and she was doing this work way before the pandemic. I mean, the socks is what turned me on her. How she's
That's right.
always, the raising the socks, seriously. Like, we were given, like, socks. And I absolutely love her work. And she's, like you said, she's really, really committed to, like, the work that she's doing. And when you have that lived experience, I mean, it's nothing really better than that, to be able to serve yourself. It's almost like a healing process for yourself as well.
But not only the fact that she has a lived experience, those folks have something to look up to because what she's doing, right? So I've lived this, but also this is what I'm doing. I'm giving back. So as these women come through the ranks and better themselves and get in the space, they can go back and give back as well.
Absolutely. And that's what it's all about, right? It's like each one teach one.
1000%.
And how do you all measure the success of Champions of Change?
That's a good one. I think for us, it's all about, you give the example of Dignity for Diva. In the last year, just seeing the growth since we started working with them, to us that's success, because now she's not necessarily dependent of us, but other people are getting more involved, other organizations are getting more involved, and she's able to scale. And that's what we want to do. We want to give back to these grassroots organizations so they can grow and flourish just like some of these other big organizations because they deserve it. They
Right.
are doing the work. They are making an impact in the community. So to us, I feel like that's what success looks like. These organizations getting the little bit of help that we're giving them and the notoriety that they're getting for them to be able to take their organizations to a next step.
Yeah, I will add on top of that that from a corporate standpoint, right, I know that organizations want to see more specific statistics and KPIs. But the truth of the matter is the work that we're doing is not going to be measured in our generation, right?
Yeah.
We're talking about generational impact, what we're trying to accomplish. And so to Cliff's point, when you see things happening at Dignity for Divas and they're starting to grow and scale, right, and they're starting to have different conversations because now they're in those spaces to do so, you know the work is happening. And you know the work is happening because one, it's Nikki. We're investing in her, right? She's doing the work. But as she continues to move around and do more of that work, we know she's impacting other people's lives. Genuinely, I don't know if we can measure that, right? Because you know, we were there the other day, and you see all of these women there with their children, right? The impact that it's having on those women, right? Yes, we can see that in real time, but these children, when they grow up, and the difference it's going to make on their lives, and they may not even know that.
Right.
So then how can they report back to us, right? But we know that it's happening in real time, and I think we all know it from a spiritual standpoint because we have kids.
Absolutely.
And we know the impact that when we're fully present, when we're fully pouring into our children, what happens to them. And so you can only imagine what happens when it's somebody that is utilizing the services at Dignity for Diva, and what's going to happen to their children 10, 12, 15, 20 years from now, right?
I'll tell you what we won't measure is numbers, right? And I think that is kind of the cottage industry that we're in today, right? Is we just want to look at it simply based off of numbers and how many are we serving. But I think what's more important, I think this is a widget or widgets that we'll begin to look at is one, how well is the organization serving? And then how better off? So it's the impact. How better off are the people that are receiving the services? And until we can begin to codify those numbers and those identifiers, that's on the KPIs, that's when we're going to see the true authentic change that we want to see. And that's the champion of change.
Yes.